baby calf. So we moved the herd this morning from this side of the street. Now the other thing is I got 2 male ducks there, and there's usually a female that hangs with them, and I don't know where she is. So I have to try to find her. Then, like I was saying a few minutes ago, we had a calf that did not cross with the herd this morning. You can see him out there. He's a little belted with his mom. He didn't cross. So Charles was driving back today. Charles drives for us. And he said, you know, you got a baby calf in the field. So I guess he was born last night and he didn't cross. So now I'm saying, you know what? I'm realizing we didn't check and do a full check of the herd to make sure all the little guys crossed this afternoon. So I'm very concerned, and I feel like we failed this morning by not checking to make sure that the entire herd crossed and that the moms brought their babies. I mean, most of the babies, like I said, they did cross. We know that, but I just got to make sure that everybody crossed. It's like doing your farming due diligence. So this was actually, like, when we first bought this farm, this was one of my favorite areas to walk. It's still very nice. It's gotten a little beat up because of the cows, but it was like this area that was so quiet and relaxing. It was like this relaxing walk. But one thing we've realized also is, here's the mineral tubs, is that when you overstock a farm, which is what we are right now, we're overstocked. As great as it is to have extra cows, it could beat the land up pretty good. So we're going to reduce, but we're going to reduce in a couple ways. One way that we are going to reduce the herd, or reduce the travel, I guess, of animals on this ground, is to get more land. So we have 25 acres up, well, 50 acres up the street, but 20 of it is pasture. So we're gonna fence that, and we're gonna put some cows on that land. So again, look at that view. You may see some land on that hill over there. That is a neighbor's property. They've let it go to hell over the last few years. I mean, it looks like somebody's planting on it now. But I have my sights on that property. Any land that touches this property, we want. We want to be land barons, and we want to go Rockefeller style. We want to build this farm back together. So this property here was actually a part of the original farm. So that's why it's an important piece to us. So I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll wait it out and see what we have to do. But that's on the target list. That's on the hit list. So there's a sort of goes up on a hill. I'll try to drive over there. But on another note, I was saying, this is one of my favorite views in the whole farm right here. Just kind of overlooking some of the other farms. There's a dairy farm out there that you can see in the distance. And it's just a nice place to chill. I know Lauren wanted to put make like a sort of a sitting area out here, and an area to relax and kind of come and hang, but we haven't gotten to that yet. There's just so much to do. And like we started today with a couple calves in the road. The school bus driver called us and said, "You got a couple calves in the road." So we had to go chase those calves back. We did it, got them back. Then from there we crossed the herd, took a hay bale out there, which they really ate well. So it was a bale of baleage, and the cows crushed it. So that leads me to believe they really wanted it and they really liked it. So we may fire another bale out there tomorrow to take a little extra pressure off of the ground. from having to produce or overproduce. And then maybe make that a part of our weekly process. I don't know, putting a couple bales a week out for them, which I think we're gonna do. Now I want to show this too. You can see how like there's a lot of high grass here, but then there's these areas that the cows eat out, so where you see lower grass. I don't know if you can see it here, but this is what the cows are notorious for. They find the areas, I guess they're looking for candy like all of us, right? We're trying to find what's sweet first, and then they leave everything else behind. And we're just hoping again that we can get this ground to grow as fast as possible. We had some nice rain today. As you can see, the sun's out, so we're hoping that that happens a few more times, where we get rain and we get sun, and we get rain and we get sun, and we get rain and we get some more sun, and rain and sun, and you get the pattern that we're looking for, that we're aiming for. There's a log cabin back there. I got a story about that too. When we first bought the property, there was 11 acres for sale. I didn't know it. I would see this real estate listing because it was in a different town, because we bought the town. And I said, man, that's a little cabin. Not realizing that it bordered our property. That would have been a great buy, because how many people would love to come to the farm, stay the night, stay the weekend, spend a little time out in the cabin and live their best life? Probably a lot of people. I know I would. Anyway, that's the one that got away. That's another one that got away. I got some big bushes here that I got to cut out. I had a neighbor put corn over here one year, and it's, you know, beat the ground up a little bit. So now it's a little bit weedy, and the cows don't want weeds. You can see that, a couple of these briars growing. So I'm gonna cut that out. That'll be probably my project this weekend. And anyway, I'm just driving around making sure everybody's on the up and up. So, but getting back to my comment that I was making earlier. Oh gosh, I know everybody's gonna get on me because this video is all over the place. I don't want you to get nauseous. But when it comes to putting a pressure on the land, we're overstocked right now. So when you're overstocked, you got a couple choices. One is process more. Two is sell more, cows that is. Three is buy more land. So when we got into this, or lease more land, that was one of our big goals, was to continue to expand the farm footprint and you know, keep agriculture going strong and make it I don't know, we like to say make it cool again. But we're realizing that there's such a need for expansion, and there's a great opportunity here in upstate New York for that expansion. So we're just trying to figure out what we can do and how we can do it, so that we can do it, so that we can continue to expand. And I was saying, we have a 50-acre plot up the road. 50% of it is 50% of it, I guess you could say, is wooded, and we'd have to turn it into pasture. So we're gonna start by fencing the pasture area. So we're gonna hay it in a couple weeks. Then I'm gonna fence it up, and then I'm gonna start to split. I'm gonna start to split the herd. So this was one of the areas we did seed a few weeks ago, but I have to come out and reseed a bit now that the cows are not here, but they've put some carbon. We get such wind up in this area that like stuff blows all over the place. So these are like utility flags. I don't know. But I'm less concerned about the flag and more concerned about the metal piece that goes with it. The last thing we want is one of the cows to grab it and eat it. So I'll grab that. And that's one thing too. You know, I'm coming out tonight to make sure that everybody crossed, but one of the big things is, in this business, you always want to come out and take a look at your land and make sure that there's not debris out on it that can kill an animal. You know, we have some idiots that drive up and down this road and they just throw stuff, right? They throw stuff along the side of the road and it goes into the pastures, and you know, for them, they're just lazy, careless litter bugs. But they don't realize that you can kill an animal by throwing that thing right out the window. So you gotta, you know, respect the land. You gotta respect your farms. You gotta respect your farmers. It's super, super important. And respect. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get scolded for this by some people today. You gotta respect your country and your fellow man. That's an important thing, right? Respect. You can't forget it. So anyway, I'm going to continue this journey, but you could see I got some areas here that it's starting to sprout a little bit. There's some clover. We did throw some clover down, but I got to get I got to put a little bit more action on here to get this to fill in. This was used as a hayfield for years. You know, the family that we bought the property from, they would hay this area, but we need the land. And I will say, I did see some old pictures when we first started and we had about 30 cows. That was all we had. And it was definitely easier on the land. Like, we got 130 acres here. We could definitely hold more than 30 cows, but right now we're probably at 130 cows, you know, including all the little calves. Look at that sky. As you know, I'm obsessed with a good looking sky. But so that's something we really have to think about. So I got about the other part of the herd reduction. So I got about 10 to 15 steers that are going to be ready to go here in the next coming months. So if we can take our figure 130, take 15 out, we're down to 115, and then start spreading the herd amongst you know, some of the other property. That would be a way to reduce some of the pressure on this land and give it a chance to regenerate. So the cows could be on this side, let's say, for a week to 14 days, and then we can move them over to the other side and move them from pasture to pasture to pasture for another week to another 2 weeks, probably, or 3 weeks. So they're returning, I'd say, 2 weeks to 21 days later. So this side gets good rest, and that side gets good rest, and this side gets good rest, and that side gets good rest. So we're just trying to figure it all out. And this is not complicated, but you got your choices, right? Reduce your herd, or buy more land, or lease more land, or find more land. Reduce your herd. But you know, there's something that happened here that I think I should share as to why we're not just fire selling all our cattle, even though the market is amazing right now. And the reason is, we're in the direct-to-consumer meat business, so we have customers that look to us to buy their meat. And because the cattle market's so good right now, and you can sell a calf that's a day old for $1,000, a lot of farmers up here, they've sold their crop this year. They've sold their 2024 calves and some of their 2023 calves because the market's been so good. So we're just worried that the market's going to be so light up here that if we need to bring in feeder calves, you know, and we can't supply enough of our own, that we're going to come up light, and it's going to hurt the business in the coming years. So that's why we're really thinking through this and not just jumping at a decision and saying, oh, you know, let's just do it because we could get the dollars today. And, you know, in ranching, take the money while you can. Like, that's a philosophy. And it's probably one, to tell you the truth, if we were not in the direct-to-consumer meat business, we would totally be on board with, because, you know, ranchers work hard. You got to get paid for your work and for your efforts, which is fantastic. It's what capitalism is about. It's what commerce is about. It's what the US of A is about and what it's built on. So the only reason that we're not participating in the party is because of what we're worried about what the future may bring. And you know, some people will say, well, you got to think for today, the future will be what it'll be. But in cattle, it takes us 2 years, almost 3, just shy of 3, 30 months or so, to raise a grass-fed animal to its full size. So what we do today will affect 3 years from now, or what our choices today, we got to be thinking 3 years from now. So anyway, I just want to say that. So you hear me talk a lot about culling the herd and trimming it up and doing this, but we're always leaning towards more land and thinking about the farm expansion and what we can do there. So anyway, that's what I got for you. Thanks for coming out. I try to share the journey with you, the good, the bad, the ugly, our thoughts, our ideas. We look to all of you for your thoughts and your ideas. If you have some experiences with this, you know, put it in the comments, put it in the chats, and it's a journey. So we're happy to have you on the journey with us. We got 𝐲𝐨𝐿𝐵 coming to the farm. He's the lunatic farmer, and it's going to be a great day on the land. We're going to do a lot of stuff like this, walking the pasture and meeting the animals and learning about, you know, taking care of the ground, and learning about taking care of our water sources, and taking care of the animals, and taking care of the business that we have, and all this good stuff. So anyway, that's going to be a great event. I hope you guys can make it. You're really going to love it. It's going to be fantastic. It's worth the trip. We got some great places to stay up here. You know, make a weekend out of it. You won't regret it. You'll have a whole lot of fun. So I'll put the link down below. And if you guys are looking for meat, we are freedomfarms.com. Check us out, and we'll send the meat right to your house, right from the farm to your table. And that's what we do on a week-to-week basis. So thanks for hanging with us. I'm gonna go finish my little drive here, and then I gotta take meat out of the van. I gotta weigh it, and from there, what else do I have to do? Then I gotta print our itinerary for tomorrow's travel, because we have some deliveries, and that's it. And then we'll be up bright and early, probably 3:45, ready to roll. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. If you're watching this during the day, have a great day, have a great night, have a great life. We'll see you soon. Give us a thumbs up, comment, share, and we'll see you soon. See ya.